We can probably, they're just gonna kind of talk about this, so I'm just gonna give you guys a copy now.
Okay, great. Thank you for being here. John?
How
are you doing? Good. You see?
Your name was talking about the other day.
What I do now.
Oh, Loudwood.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. As long as it's not me. Board member.
Oh. Well, I would have loved to have done that at one time.
Now it's gotten off.
Yeah. Trying to get out of things and slow down. Plus, I mean, we have a summer home. Most Am I going to work hard? Commissioner? Mark, how you doing?
Very good. How are you doing?
Great. John is quiet.
Hey, Matt. Sure. How are you?
I always told everybody that. Good morning, who we have? Good morning, Jason. Oh, sorry. 2 minutes. Who's on the phone? Jason.
Got way quiet.
York doesn't come?
It's good to keep on with the bottom of the list. Yeah, it's one to 10.
That's a bad attitude. Can we talk about that?
I don't- He said he's not coming until he gets to the top of the list.
Top of the list, he's putting his foot down.
Like being on the speed. I was the one on the speed.
Yeah. Is he lasting out anymore? He's almost lasting. Well, listen, when your last name's York, you're used to being called on last, let's be honest. You sat in the back corner of every classroom.
You are live.
Exactly.
Don't worry, he sat in the corner of the classroom too, because he placed there. The opposite way.
Cone hat.
It's a good kid.
Okay, good morning, it's 10 a.m. We ask you if you're able to please stand for the opening prayer and the pledge of allegiance before we convene the Commissioners' public meeting. Dear gracious and loving God, we're thankful this day, for the beginning of the season of summer, blessed to experience the different seasons in our valley, but we know they can bring extreme conditions at times. We pray for those that suffer adverse effects from the heat. Let's be mindful to check and assist those in need during those times. We ask you to protect those working outside and in buildings with extreme temperatures. And Lord, yesterday we remembered and recognized Juneteenth. This is the day that is held to recognize the end of slavery. May we unite to foster racial, cultural, and community harmony. Father, we're all equal in your eyes, beautifully created in your image. It's good we are not one person, but one people. May we use our talents to create unity and not strife. When ego and pride pulls us apart, may we cling to you and show your love with respect and dignity for all. And we pray for your guidance and wisdom to lead our meeting. May we reach agreements with clarity that are pleasing in accordance with your will. These things we humbly request in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, good morning. We'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting at this time and ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I will make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Everybody carried. Do we have any public comment on agenda items only? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Have any online?
No.
Okay, move on to bid openings. Krista, good morning.
We have 2 bid openings. The first bid opening is for the Spring Garden Hunting Club Fish Habitat Design Project. First bidder is Glenn Hawbaker Incorporated. The submitted amount is $48,780. Smith Excavating and Construction is $24,509. AAA Services LLC is $68,000. The other bid is for Lycoming Creek Sportsman's Fish Habitat Enhancement Project. First bidder is Glenn Hawbaker. Submitted amount is $49,574. Second bidder, Smith Excavating and Construction, $24,498. Third bidder is Pro Lawn LLC, $27,800. Fourth bidder, AAA Services LLC, $56,000. And Watson Excavating Incorporated at $30,000.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to reports.
Presented for your ratification are invoices due through June 26th to be paid on June 19th in a total of $1,741,250.23. Breakdown from the general fund, $449,955.25. Percentage is 25.84. From other grants, $275,224.37, 15.81%. For the landfill RMS, $970,489.82, 55.74%. In escrow, paid from escrow, $45,580.79, 2.62%.
Okay. A motion.
Yeah, I will make the motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments?
My only question was, were you surprised we got 5 bidders for like the fish habitat jobs? Is that was higher, that's more bidders than I expected? Or was that 2?
I'm never surprised by bidders.
Never?
Never.
Okay. I guess that's a fair answer.
I'm more surprised when there's no bidders.
You are more surprised by that?
Yeah.
Did you say when there's 0
When there's
or 1?
no or only one bidder.
It's usually due to what's in the bidding documents.
Historically, when we do these type of projects, we typically have between 1 and 3. This is a larger, fill up than usual bidders.
That's why I was just surprised. The 3 didn't surprise me. I was surprised we got 5 bidders for one job.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't know, maybe it's just the timing of certain things that allows for opportunities. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Somebody wants business.
I mean, it's a good problem to have, but I was surprised. Okay, that's it.
Back to past requirements. Do we have any questions or concerns?
Delayed reaction.
Yeah. Okay, a motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor,
Second.
side?
No.
Up, second.
Second.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the informational items, Director.
Item 4.1, Lycoming County Library System Update. Amy?
Morning, Amy.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. So thank you all so much for giving me a few minutes of time on the agenda today. As many of you know, I'm Amy Resch. I'm the System Administrator for the Lycoming County Library System and the CEO and Director of the James B. Brown Library. And I want to thank the Commissioners for their ongoing support of library service in our county. And one of the things that I have often talked about is all the great things that libraries are doing, but I haven't talked about the data behind what we're doing, right? What's driving us to continue to offer programs, services, etc. So we shared some of these data points at the last Lycoming County Library System board meeting, and a lot of the numbers were very surprising to some of our trustees, so I want to share a few with you today. So between January 1st and May 31st of this year versus the same time period last year, we have had an increase in every one of these categories. 17% increase in in-person visits to our 6 locations, 5% increase in physical material checkouts, 60% increase in website views, so that means people are going to our websites, seeing what we're offering, all the programs, services, all those fantastic things. 14% increase in Wi-Fi usage, 20% increase in ebook, e-audiobook, and e-magazine usage, 6% increase in computer usage, and 45% of Lycoming County residents have a library card. And that's a 5% increase this year alone. So as you all know, that's a large number of cards. It's 51,000 cards. So we're shooting for 50%, but we're well on our way to make it there. I do have a few handouts. You know, I love a handout, so I'll give you these.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So in the packet, you'll see there are a few different things. The first one is the marketing report with the data that I just shared with you. We have a Books Bus diorama that is for the children when we go to the Touch a Truck events this summer. We also have a comic with Book, who goes and visits all the member libraries every day when he goes around delivery. So the children love to see how do the books end up going from Congo Library to the James V. Brown Library. So we wanted to explain that in a comic in a way that they would understand. And the summer learning paper, which most of you probably received in the Sun Gazette, but we wanted to bring a copy for you as well. So as I mentioned earlier this year when I visited, this year's theme is Adventure Begins at Your Library. And we're really focused on having something that starts at the library and then goes out into the community to talk about how robust Lycoming County's offerings are. So the first thing that we're doing all together is we're having a visit from Forgotten Friends Reptile Sanctuary. We're also doing a day trip to Ryder Park, which as you know is owned by FCFP. And we're hosting that Touch a Truck event, which I mentioned. So we're gonna have the outreach vehicles, Books Bus, and Bookmobile, and the transit van come so that the children can experience those vehicles, they can go on them, they can sit in the driver's seat, all that fun stuff to help them understand and not be scared when they go onto the vehicles when they're not at their home library. And the last thing that we're hosting all together is a skating party at Trout Run Park. I mess up that name every single
Trout.
Darn it! I will get it one of these days. I swear to gosh. So every single time I say that, I mess it up. But we're really excited to have something out in the community for our residents, something to do, things to occupy their time. And the big paper that you have there is the list of all the events at the James V. Brown Library, which is the system headquarters in our county. And as you can see, there is something to do every single day this summer. If you are looking for something to do with your kids, you're looking for something to do with your grandkids, there is something to do in this county every single day. Your library card will get you in at the Little League Museum for free. That's a new partnership this year that we're really proud and excited about. And one of the things that we really want to highlight this summer is that libraries are so much more than books. We are community centers, learning hubs, activity havens, and places where everyone feels welcome and accepted. And we're really proud and excited about getting out in the community and letting everybody know that libraries are so different than they were 5, 10, 20 years ago. In the pamphlet that I shared, and you'll notice that I've been doing these quarterly updates every single time I come, I wanted to ask the member libraries to share a little bit about what they think has been the most impactful part of the last 3 months since I last saw you. So the Hughesville Area Library has had some outstanding turnouts for their STEM events this spring. And on June 17th, they released 100 trout that they raised in the library. They did this live stream. It was so, so cute. And this was a collaboration between the library, the East Lycoming High School, and Susquehanna chapter of Trout Unlimited, and the Consolidated Sportsmen of Muncie Creek, and the Lycoming County Conservation District. So it was really exciting. The children love seeing all the little eggs become little tadpole things. They were so cute. It was awesome. It was right in the front of the library. And the James B. Brown Library hosted its summer learning kickoff event on June 15th. Over 400 people attended and received their summer learning passport. I didn't bring you all one of those because you have to come to the library and pick one up. They're not just for kids, they're for adults too. And you can get prizes and all kinds of fun stuff. We had a meet and greet with princesses and heroes. We watched a live band. There were caricature sketches, and it was just fantastic. One of the other things that the James B. Brown Library has been doing is they've had an increase of 40% in passport service in the last 5 months. So this is something that our residents have told us over and over again, that they love being able to come to the library where there's a lot less stress than going into some of the other places for passport pictures and things, especially if you have little ones. It can be super stressful, but not at the library, and you don't need an appointment. So it's really fantastic. The Jersey Shore Area Public Library is being very heavily used by their patrons. They've had a 30% increase in in-person visits compared to this time last year. So again, our local libraries are really meeting the needs of our community. The W.B. Conkle Memorial Library had a knots, bends, and hitches program for children aged 9 and older, and they had a huge turnout, which is fantastic in their new space. They also had a teen game night and made Lego roses for Valentine's Day. So they're doing some really cool things there. The Montgomery Area Public Library welcomed a new staff member, Monty the Bunny. If you haven't gone and visited with him, he's very precious. So I hope that you do that. And I heard he's going to be a star in the next Web Weekly. Oh, it was in this week, so make sure you check that out. People are coming and reading to him, and it's really fantastic because the children don't feel stressed if they make a mistake. And the Muncie Public Library received $1,000 from Blast, and they had a Ridiculous Nicholas program. They did We're Going on a Bear Hunt Story Time. Oh, that sounds fun. And a toddler STEM program. So they've been doing so many wonderful things, again, meeting the needs of their community and having something for everyone. We want to highlight that there is something for everyone of all ages at the library. If you haven't been, please stop by. And I know most of you come to the library regularly, and we love seeing you. If you ever need anything, please feel free to stop by. My office is on the 2nd floor. Constituents as well. If you need anything, please stop by my office on the 2nd floor of the Welsh Wing. And we just want to thank the county for their support of library service. The reason that we can do all the things that we can do is because of all of you. With that being said, I want to thank the following LCLS trustees for being here today. We have John Comfort from the James B. Brown Library. We have Larry Stout from the Montgomery Area Public Library. And of course, Commissioner Mark Messina. With that being said, do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you. No,
Thank you so much for your time. Oh.
Yeah, before she ran away, I just wanted to say, because we just had a meeting a week or two ago, and the thing that struck me is, as society evolves, when there was a time where libraries were essentially a place to get books for if you didn't want to buy it or couldn't buy it, and it was a cheap place to get books. And what struck me in that meeting, as I heard a lot of the same presentation, were how many other aspects now society kind of demands, and the things that we have to re-register for online. I know, and this isn't really the greatest example, but just a stupid example, in PIAA sports, when you want to buy a ticket to go see your kid play a playoff game or your grandkid play a playoff game, you have to buy it through your phone. You can't just show up at the ticket window anymore and hand them $6 and they let you in. And it's then, again, that's not a great library example, but it's just one of the examples of people with health insurances and with all the other things that they do, that society now demands that you do it digitally. And there are a lot of people that the library is the best place to go, not because they have access, but because they have help. Because there's other, I know every time my mom wants to go see a playoff game, either me or one of her grandkids orders her ticket for her, and she couldn't do it without help because the technology has just got to that point. So we talk about the kids and development of kids, and my kids went through library programs both at the James B. and Conkle, and I couldn't say enough positive things about it. And not just the kids, it's not just entertaining for the kids. It helps build confidence in their reading skills, and it helps expand their brain. And when you talk about brain mapping, you get all the convoluted things as we learn about development of young kids. But there are so many positives, and she just rattled off the list, and you would have to hear the list 2 or 3 times to really grasp all the things that the member libraries do. But the library system is so much more than just a place to go check out a book because you don't want to go buy it, or because BAM closed, or you can't get to autos or whatever the point. So it is, as society's changed, our library system has changed, and we're lucky that ours has been as aggressive isn't the right word, but forward thinking enough to adapt to the times. Not every county has a library system like ours, and ours is demanded because not every county is as geographically big as ours, so ours requires it. And we're fortunate for what we have, and they do a great job, and it is just so much more than a place to go, oh, somebody wrote a new book and I want to go check it out. It's so much more than that.
I couldn't agree more, Commissioner, obviously. And I will say, one of the things that I think about often when I'm planning what's next for our system, right, is broadband access. 20% of our residents don't have internet access at home for one of 2 reasons. Either they can't get it, or it's too costly for them to get it. And we see that all the time, that libraries are the one place in our community you don't need to bring your own device. We have printing services that are a whole lot cheaper than Staples, which is a huge barrier for some of our patrons. So we just know that our services are just so vitally important. And actually, Montgomery Area Library, they just got all brand new PCs thanks to their municipality, which was really fantastic. Their PCs are over 10 years old. And we know that so many people in that community really need the service, and in all of our communities. So thank you again for giving me a few minutes of time, and thank you for your support of libraries.
Thank you. Would any of your board members, I see a couple of them in the audience, would they like to make any comments?
Besides Larry.
Just thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay, 4.2, CEDACOG activities update. Kim?
Morning, Kim.
Hello, good morning. What a great presentation by the library. I'm glad that I was here during that presentation, so it's hard act to follow, but but thank you. What a wealth of information you shared today. Good morning, commissioners. My name is Kim Mueller. I'm the executive director at CEDA Council of Governments. It's a pleasure to be back in Lycoming and on the soil here. I was Lycoming County staffer in the Planning Community Development Department between 2012 and 2019. And have since now moved on to be the executive director here of an 11-county regional community and economic development organization, Lycoming County being one of our partner counties. And I know that we have some new commissioners that we haven't met before, so I'm excited to be here with you today. The purpose of my presentation here today is to go over the 2023 CEDA Council of Governments Activity Report, which you have in front of you. And we will also be meeting, I have colleagues with me from my team at CEDACOG that will meet with you after the meeting is over as well, but wanted to have the chance to be able to present our activity in our programs for the previous year. So as I mentioned, we are an 11-county community and economic development organization with a lot more than you think going on in our offices and behind the scenes. We do operate under the auspices of a 22-member board of directors, governing board of directors. We have 11 county commissioners, and Commissioner Scott Metzger is not only a member of our board, but the board chair this year. And thank you for your service to our organization and the years and efforts that you put in. And we just wanted to cover kind of a little bit about us before I get started into the activity report. Because we cover 11 counties, it actually includes obviously all the municipalities that we're an extension of the services to them as well. That's 294 municipalities in our 11 counties. Covers 4 cities, 76 boroughs, 213 townships, and 1 town, the town of Bloomsburg. There are 6 other organizations in the Commonwealth that are similar to CEDA Council of Governments. We're called a local development district under the auspices of the Appalachian Regional Commission, which is a federal agency. And all of them have very similar core business services, many of which you'll hear about a little bit later today when we meet in terms of our core businesses, but we also do community development, residential development, and transportation planning work as well. So a little bit different than some of our other peers. But just to know that we cover 52 of the 67 counties in total throughout all of our 7 organizations, the entirety of the Appalachian District in Pennsylvania have an organization like us that can help them with technical assistance and funneling federal funds through to communities. One of the things, it's hard to wrap your hands around what exactly is CEDACOG and what is everything that we do. And I'm going to try to do that in a nutshell in the next 10 minutes or so. I'd like to put our services into 4 buckets to sort of break it down. So I sort of said that already: business services, community development services, transportation services, and residential. And I think some of the most important things to know about CEDA Council of Governments is that we're here to serve our member counties almost as an extension of their services, as a shared services for the expertise that you cannot hold within your own county staffing. And so we provide expertise in a lot of these areas for the entire region because it just doesn't make sense to hold them in the individual counties or municipalities. And one of the biggest things that we do is we funnel federal funds or even state funds through to the communities, the businesses, and we leverage those funds as best as we can, not only with your dollars, but with other grants and other resources. So we often act like that shared service, as I mentioned. So in 2023, our business services, I'm going to start with that, that's on the front page. Our business services programs assisted Lycoming County with so what you'll see at the very top on the left is the Apex Accelerator Program. That was previously called the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, and it provides the service technical assistance with doing business with the government, helping businesses actually get contracts and actually do business at the state, local, or federal government. We were able to assist 58 businesses for a total of 4.6, is that right? Nancy, do I have the right one? No, okay. Sorry, it was updated. Yours should be correct. 60 businesses with $6.9 million in government contracts were procured over the calendar year 2023. This is probably the program that has the greatest financial impact in Lycoming County. That's a lot of money, $6.9 million through government contracting. Again, it helps. That program helps our businesses do registrations with the agencies that need to be doing the bidding processes and clarifying what our procurement processes are to be able to do business with the government, evaluating the different government markets. We help with the small business certifications, and community or businesses do the invitation to qualify for the CoStars program. All of that is kind of wrapped up into that program and generally acting as a link between the businesses and prime contractors, for instance. So it does a lot of different things. It's a lot. If you look on page 2 of your packet, you'll see the array of businesses that are assisted in Lycoming County. The top section is all the awards, that were contracted with businesses in Lycoming County, and then just the general technical assistance in getting them ready. It's a big process to get ready to do business with the government, and we help at every stage of the way. And so that is quite an impressive list right there. We haven't seen another county quite have that intensity of government contracting work with us. So kudos to the business community here with knowing that we exist to be able to help them. In our export development program, we were able to assist 10 businesses in Lycoming County with the preparations of potential exporting goods and services. And those clients amounted to $3.8 million in exports, and that included about $12,000 of grant awards to be able to help those businesses that needed to do some overseas trades, shows and things like that. So we're able to link not only businesses to the overseas trade market, but one of the most interesting things to note in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is that we have one of the most robust export trade business development programs. We cover 13 overseas trades or companies, consultants, and we cover 44 markets around the globe. And that is a pretty great stretch. It's probably the biggest return on investment that we have of any of our programs because of it's a state-funded program, and we are able to secure almost $100 million of exports in just our region alone on an annual basis. So if you're aware of any other businesses that are interested in learning more and doing, global exports, please be in touch with us, and we can continue to help our businesses do better, do more business with the global markets. We have a business finance program that is similar to a bank. We were able to lend $132,000 through the SBA, or the Small Business Administration Loan Program. We're able to provide low-interest loans with fixed terms, fixed rates, low down payments, and we actually always work in combination with a local bank. So we help share that risk, and we provide the gap financing for a lot of loans, a lot of expansions, business expansions, developments, startups, the whole gamut. We are always looking for more business opportunities in Lycoming. We certainly we are underutilizing our loan program. We have a number of different revolving loan programs, plus we're able to access some other state and federal dollars as well. And we only had $132,000 of lending last year. I'd like to see that in the millions. So something for us to talk about as we move forward in the coming year, how we can make ourselves more accessible to your businesses up here. In our economic development program, we were able to assist with securing $2.5 million in grants, and you can see that on page 3, or the bottom of page 2. And you'll see that the Williamsport Sanitary Authority and Reach Road project was able to secure $500,000 in ARC, area development grants. We also had quite a large investment being brought to Lycoming County through the Penn College enhancement of the academic and workforce programs. So the new building that's going up for the Technology Center, they just broke ground last Friday, I think it was, $2 million of an Economic Development Administration grant, and we helped them with that. So we're really proud to be able to see that expansion and needed resource at Penn College. All right, I'm going to move on to residential services. We have quite a bit of work in Lycoming County that on our residential services side of the house, focusing mostly on helping residents remain housed affordably within your communities. In 2023, the CEDACOG Housing Rehabilitation Program was able to help rehab 6 homes under the HUD Home Grant Program in both Jersey Shore and South Williamsport. Those are 2 areas that we have community projects with, or grant programs with, and contracts. Typically, we don't do a lot of housing rehab because you have STEP here in this county. So there are a couple communities that we help round out the edges with and help to bring those houses up to compliance and upgrades in terms of accessibility, utility, removal of dangerous materials such as lead and radon. With regards to our weatherization program for income qualified households, CEDACOG crews completed 13 homes with an investment of about $83,000 through our state weatherization and LIHEAP funds to weatherize homes in need. Again, we have a limited scope in Lycoming County for both weatherization and housing rehab because of STEP as your community action agency, so we kind of just fill around the edges with additional assistance in certain communities with a few very specific funding sources. So we're grateful to have STEP up here. We focus a lot of those services in our other counties because you have such a robust community action agency doing that type of work. Not all community action agencies do that type of work, so you're really fortunate to have them here. And the largest investment that we have in housing here in Lycoming County are the 3 senior affordable housing complexes, 2 in Montoursville, that's Parkside Manor and Millrace Commons, and Grove Street Commons here in the city of Williamsport. Between the 3 complexes, there are a total of 92 units available for affordable senior housing, and it generates the county a tax-based revenue of $117,473. So those are on the books. They're owned by a limited partnership, so they stay taxable. Under community services, shifting to community services now, CEDACOG staff has provided services through the CDBG program and the ARPA Assist program in 2023. In CDBG, you're probably very familiar with that, but we assist communities through the planning, development, design, funding, and construction of much-needed public infrastructure projects. Approximately $1.1 million of CDBG funds were expended in Lycoming County in 2023. So there's a lot of projects always open and going. We always have at least 3 years of community development block grant contracts open at any one time. But in terms of the amount of projects that you're moving through this program in a year, it takes up more than half a page here on page 3. So you're moving a lot of projects in terms of expending dollars on those projects, and we're grateful to be able to consistently help the county with community development block grants. As you're aware, our staff are also providing assistance with the administration of the county's ARPA funds, similar to the CDBG program with the administration of that. So we won't go into details on that. But flood resiliency is another piece of the community services program at CEDACOG. In 2023, we helped to facilitate activity in the Greater Williamsport Levee Rehabilitation Project, and that is through the EDA grant. That's in process, and we're continuing to help you guys move that forward. Community revitalization is a new aspect in Lycoming County that we're able to offer, and mostly through our funded community capacity person that is funded by the Appalachian Regional Commission until the end of this calendar year. So we've been slowly moving out of some of our other counties and up to Lycoming County to be able to provide some grant writing assistance. You have a great resource in your community, community and economic planning departments, obviously with your staff there. But anything that is an overload and they need assistance with, we're here because we have a person available to help write grants till the end of this year. So please lean on us. I know that we have started. We have had some interaction with the Armstrong Township and the Sylvan Dell project a little bit, but that decided not to move forward. But we are available if you need help with some additional grant writing till the end of this year. Our information technologies group does provide website technical support with Old Lycoming Township, and again, available for any communities, townships or boroughs that need some website or just general computer assistance. We can do that. We do have services that go outside of our building to just really augment and help to teach any communities what they need to know related to security, cybersecurity, building their profiles online, etc. And then finally, although we do not provide transportation planning services because Lycoming County has your own MPO in the Watts, the Watts partner group, we do partner with them from time to time. Particularly, we do overlap with the CSBT and the Route 15 corridor project. So a lot of the impact studies have been done between our CEDACOG MPO and the Watts MPO over the years to really look at the traffic and the progression of travel and how we're going to be addressing that based on the impacts of the CSBT, the Central Susquehanna Valley Thruway, which is in Union County, but will be and does affect Lycoming County. And we also are working in coordination with the Watts on the EV charging stations planning. So those are a couple of things that we do overlap a little bit with, which is great. And then lastly, we have a joint rail authority here in Lycoming County. There's the Lycoming Valley Railroad that runs from Jersey Shore all the way through Williamsport and then over to Muncie. There are about 17,900 carloads on that line every year, and it serves 41 customers. So just a couple of extra tidbits. It's really nice to see the Newberry Yards and some of the expansions and spurs that are happening throughout Lycoming County to access more industrial land so that we can serve more economic development here in the county. So I guess in conclusion, CEDACOG is really grateful to be able to provide almost every single service that we have in Lycoming County. That's not the case in many of our counties, but we are able to find ways to use our services in just across pretty much across the board here in Lycoming County. Happy to present that for every $1 of Lycoming County investment into CEDACOG in 2023, we have seen $282 invested back into Lycoming County through our programs, services, and funding resources that we're being able to bring here to procure and or administer. So we're grateful to be able to do business with you. Looking forward to the follow-on conversation, but that's my report. Happy to take any questions.
Kim, you brought up the rail service.
Yes.
That's a good point. And often when we have employers explore Lycoming County, they look for rail service.
Sure.
And it's good to have that. So it's a good point that you made mention there.
It's a long-standing, we're really grateful. They just celebrated their 40-year anniversary last year, the Joint Rail Authority of CEDACOG. I'm grateful for my predecessors, the board and staff, to have come together back in 1983 to see this need when Conrail started to disinvest and abandon its rail lines. And then CEDACOG said, hey, let's preserve that for economic development. We don't know how, if this is going to be a trend or if this is going to be forever, but let's see if we can keep those rail lines operating. And so we've invested millions and millions of dollars over the years to be able to keep the rail lines all over the region. We have over 200 miles of rail lines now in about 8 or 9 of our counties. And Lycoming railroad is a big one and services a lot of companies, so we're grateful for that. And you're right, if we're going to have a chance at attracting some manufacturers back to Pennsylvania in general, I think that having the rail-served sides and sites are a really important piece of the puzzle there.
Very true. I see you brought some of your staff. Would you like to introduce them?
Sure, absolutely. I have Lucian Bierling with me. She's our Deputy Director of Operations. Nancy Osborne is our Communications and Marketing Coordinator. We have Rob Brown, Director of the Apex Accelerator, formerly the Procurement Technical Assistance Center. And we have Nola Long, our Director of Export Development.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Would you like to say a few words, or as Kim pretty much?
Don't all jump like
We're grateful to be here. We're looking forward to our conversation
Yeah.
afterwards.
We're
Thanks for
blessed
having
to-
time on the
yeah.
agenda for this.
We're blessed to be part of you, CEDACOG, and you're doing great things in Lycoming County. We appreciate all your assistance and your hard work.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, just to echo, like, it's a great organization, and I know, we know here that Scott has a big role as a chairman or on the staff, and we're proud of his involvement in your organization because of how big and how vast that you guys, how far and wide you guys spread, and the depth that you into the communities, and yeah, we're happy to be part of it. We're proud that Scott's plays the role that he does.
They do the hard work.
That's not, he takes all the credit.
No, I don't. Not at all. No, you're only as good as the people surround you
Yeah.
and your success, and that's what CEDACOG does. And they make Lycoming County shine.
Yeah, well, we're looking
Thank you.
forward to the continued conversation so we can maximize even more of our services in Lycoming County. So just having some new brains around the table, thinking about what else is out there and opportunities. So thank you for this time on the agenda.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
I'll see you after this meeting first.
Yeah.
See you next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to 4.3. Mike, elected official personnel actions.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have 2 elected officials' personnel action informational items. In the Register and Recorder's Office, Paula Miller, Clerk 3, pay grade 5. This is a full-time replacement at $16.1728 per hour. That's 75 hours per pay period, with an anticipated start date of July 1st, 2024. And the second one is in the Sheriff's Office. That's Shayna Reagan, Deputy Sheriff, full-time, $22.63 per hour, 80 hours per pay period, effective date June 10th, 2024.
Okay, thank you, Mike. We'll recess the Commissioners' Public Meeting at this time for the Salary Board. And we'll meet the Salary Board. Morning again, Kristen.
Morning.
First item we have is to vote to approve the salary board minutes from May 16th.
Okay, a motion.
I will make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Sorry, I have to write too. Under 5.3, there's a bit of a restructure within human resources. So the first item, we are deleting the human resources business partner position from the TDA. It's pay grade 12.
Okay.
Should we do these all at once?
Yeah, let's do them all.
Okay. The second item is the senior benefits specialist is moving from a pay grade 8 to a pay grade 9. The third item is the senior human resources generalist moving from a pay grade 7 to a pay grade 8. And then we would be adding a clerk 4 position to the TDA, pay grade 5.
Okay, I have a motion.
I will make the motion.
I'll second.
So the Director of HR, who's with us in the audience, had come to the Salary Board after being with us for a few months and wanted to restructure the HR office. So the Salary Board listened to his suggestion. We thought it was a good one. He felt this was the best way to move forward, and it also saves the county substantial money. So, Mike, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, it's about,
Yeah.
yeah, we're looking at, geez, 30 to 50, $60,000 in savings.
Plus fringe.
Plus fringe, yeah. But, you know, it's finding the right people for the right job and being effective and efficient and building that high-performance team. And I think we got it. We'll add one more piece and keep on rolling.
Okay. We thank you for your insight, bring it to the salary board, and as we discussed it, we're going to vote on it here shortly, and thank you for your insight.
And just to add to that, she's not on this list for a change, but the recruiter that's in HR right now has been so helpful in things that I'm doing as well, and I think we're very lucky to have her as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Commissioner,
Yeah, I was going to say the
comments?
key is effective and efficient. The fact that we're saving money is just a bonus.
Absolutely.
But when he came to us and he's like, this, I think the office will run better if we do it this way. And, that was the key, because we're just, everywhere we're trying to make things more effective and efficient, and that's the key.
Any comments?
I would just agree with that, and I appreciate that our new HR director brought all this to our attention, and I mean, obviously, the cost savings of the taxpayer is also a number one concern. So we thank him for switching that up and saving us some money.
Okay, thank you. All right, so with a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And passes 4-0. So thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll adjourn the salary board and reconvene the Commissioners' Public Meeting for personnel actions.
All right, good morning again. Approve the following personnel actions as conditional offers of employment, subject to the successful completion of a background check and all other employment conditions as outlined in Attachment A. In the pre-release center, Quentin Ferguson, Resident Supervisor 1, this is a union position, full-time replacement at $18.64 per hour, 80 hours per pay period with an anticipated start date, July 1st, 2024. In the 911 Center, Department of Public Safety, Adam Mellick, Telecommunicator 1, trainee, pay grade 7, full-time replacement at $18.72 per hour. That's 80 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date, July 8, 2024. Also in the 911 Center, Department of Public Safety, Michael Fitzwater, Telecommunicator 1, trainee, pay grade 7, full-time replacement at $18.72 per hour, 80 hours per pay period with an anticipated start date, July 8th, 2024. In the Planning Department, Malik Fleming, Community and Economic Development Planner, pay grade 9, full-time, $47,488, .1706 per year, 75 hours per pay period, anticipated effective date, June 23rd, 2024. Also in planning, Kelsey Green, Hazard Reduction Planner, pay grade 9, full-time, $51,814, and that's .931532 per year, 75 hours per pay period with an anticipated effective date of June 23rd, 2024. And then I have 2 rescinds for, they failed to meet the pre-employment requirements. That's one in the Resource Management Services, Luke Springman, equipment operator, that was supposed to be an anticipated start date, June 24th, 2024. And the other rescind is 911 Center, Department of Public Safety, that's Monica Ivankina, as a telecommunicator 1, that was supposed to be an anticipated start date of July 8th, 2024.
Okay, a motion?
I will make a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Real quick,
Yes.
before we vote on this, the last 2 positions in planning, Commissioner Sortman is over the planning. We had an individual who was an excellent employee, went to Hunter County as the natural planner. And as we reevaluated that position, we had discussion about the natural planner not filling that position at this time and having those duties go over to Malik and Kelsey. and just spoke with the director about that. So we felt that it was only appropriate that Malik, with the duties he'd be receiving, would get a 2% bump, and Kelsey would get a 4% bump. And having those added duties from a position that was not being replaced, I felt that was only appropriate because they're taking on those extra duties. We want to thank Malik and Kelsey. They're both excellent employees. I have Kelsey sitting here today. I think she was an intern twice?
I interned twice.
Twice. She liked it so much, she came back twice.
And a third time.
And a third time.
Time to
She's
charm.
been a great employee, and we thank you for taking on the additional responsibilities. And Malik too. Malik's an excellent employee. And again, it's trying to look at different ways to do the job and try to save money at the same time, and having the employees be willing, and the director saying, let's give this a crack and see if we can do it. Try to do it this way. And then we'll reevaluate at a later time, and if we need to replace that person, we'll do so. But at this time, we felt this is the best way to move forward.
Yep.
And we thank everybody for having a positive attitude moving forward. So,
I would chime in on that. You know, it takes the whole team, but I think what we're seeing here, and I hope this is the theme for my 4 years as a commissioner, is we can evaluate each department, we can evaluate the staff that we have. We have a tremendous staff here, and I think what this shows is not only everybody willing to work together, but we're also making an investment in the staff, paying them a little bit more to do a little bit more. But the outcome for the taxpayers are positive as well. It's a positive for the employees because we do respect them and the value they bring to us. And I think we'll, you know, as the 4 years unfolds for us, for me in the county, those are things that we'll be looking at across the board, not just one department, but each department as things change, and try to make more efficiencies, but also compensating the quality people that we have while we do it.
and we have the director of HR is doing that. He brought a new idea to us. We've had other departments that have done this across the board, and we've been able to eliminate 9 full-time positions and 2 part-time positions at the recommendation of the department heads, saying, well, we can do it differently now. And so we have an open mind, we listened, and make those hard choices.
And, you know, I drive through every morning, I don't see a "we're closed" at the county sign when I come through, so we're still doing it. And I think there's a huge talent in a lot of our personnel that hasn't even been fully tapped yet. And I think they're just waiting for it to give them the green light to tap into that. So it's, I think it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. So, second motion, all in favor, side?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Move on to action items. 7.1, Commissioner seeking your approval for the reappointment of Frank Pellegrino to the Williamsport Airport Authority Board for a 5-year term ending on December 31, 2028.
Okay, motion?
I will make the motion.
I'll second.
We want to thank Mr. Pellegrino. He has put a ton of hours into serving on the Williamsport Authority. He has taken on a very difficult challenge, trying to get airline service here. We have commercial airline service back, and he continues to work on further airline service with the rest of the board and the director down there moving forward, and we want to thank him for his service.
He knows he's being reappointed, right? This isn't gonna come as a shock.
It'll be a shock. But, you know, and I would add to that too, you know, I had the luxury of spending a day or two with him in Washington DC, speaking with the other senators and congressmen. And, you know, one thing I learned very quickly with Mr. Pellegrino is what a major dedication he has to our airport. I really, and not that the staff down there as well, you know, as Scott said earlier about his position with CEDACOG. It's the people that you surround yourself with, and he's done a good job having great people working for him at the airport, but it's his dedication and his drive that brought this airline back to Williamsport.
And he has served on multiple boards, and his dedication to community, he has a passion to make our community better, and we want to thank him for his service. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
7.2, Commissioner seeking your approval name First National Insurance Agency as our county broker of record.
Okay, you want to explain that a little bit, Director? Well, first of all, motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Director?
Sure. So we've been in the middle of a transition with our health insurance plan. And so our partnership with Integrity Health, which is the company that runs our health center, has educated us and helped us analyze future changes. And so we parted ways with the last broker of record, looking for a different direction. And continually trying to improve the health insurance plan, looking at cost savings. We use First National Insurance to cover down on our ancillary programs. And in this transition point, Integrity was helping us from a broker perspective, but we're at that stage now in the transition of analyzing vendors and choosing new vendors that we really do need to appoint a new broker of record. And First National Insurance is an outstanding firm. It was kind of the perfect set of circumstances that brought them to us, and I'm glad that we have a relationship with them.
And we're going from how much per employee to?
Previously, we were paying $14 per employee per month for broker services, and now we're at $9 PEPM for brokers.
So that's significant. That's probably about 50,000 a year in savings.
And that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
What we will uncover as we continue down this path.
Okay, wonderful. Any questions?
No.
Okay, all in favor, side?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Maya, you're up, 7-3 through 7-5.
All right, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Maya.
The first item I have for you is 7.3, that's vote to approve MOU with the West Branch Drug and Alcohol Abuse Commission for treatment of juvenile probation clients. This is part of the Substance Abuse Education Demand Reduction Fund, known as Act 198. So these funds are specific to substance abuse treatment. Half of those are deposited into the statewide fund through PCCD, and the other half goes to the county. The court has discretion over these funds. They are requesting 20,000 of those funds from the county to use for case management and prevention for juvenile probation clients.
Okay. It's 2024 budget item. And motion?
I will make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
The next item is very similar, with the only difference being that it's specific to the treatment of adult DUI and drug offenders.
Okay, and motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
And the last item I have for you is to approve an agreement with Penrac LLC. This is, they're associated actually with Enterprise. This is for our rental preserve rate agreement that we have for 2024.
Okay, and motion?
I will make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, side?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maya.
Kenny, you're up, 7-6 and 7-7.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning. Ken, before you start, we want to thank you and your staff again for the move across the street. And just make an understatement that you leave your office one day and you come in the next day and you're across the street and everything's in place. It's amazing how quick you did this, and the IT staff also. It's just they still can't get over how quick it was done, how efficient it was.
We have some outstanding staff.
Yeah.
They really know what they're doing, and they work hard to get our goals met. So,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'd like to add that there's a lot of behind-the-scenes moving parts even right now.
Yeah.
There's stuff in here that's still coming out of Executive Plaza. There's things that are occurring over 3rd Street Plaza, for the reassessment team that's coming in, things going on at the courthouse. I mean, there are bunch of moving parts, and these guys are managing it very well.
We're glad the temperatures didn't go up that week like they're going up this week.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Okay, first one before you is an agreement with Monotronics International, and what they're doing is going to replace the entire fire alarm system in the Third Street Plaza, which is outdated and can't be upgraded.
Okay. It's a 2024 budget item?
Yes.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
The second one is an agreement with Vasello Engineering and Surveying to do the site plan layout for the Dieter Street building in Jersey Shore.
Okay. Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Glad to see that moving forward.
Yes.
Make sure Judge Dieter is
Oh,
also.
yes, she is, absolutely. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
7-8 and 7-9, Leslie.
Morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Matt. First item, seeking your approval to approve our SmartNet renewal. This is for maintenance for our networking equipment in the amount of $41,688.68, and this is budgeted in this year's budget.
Hey, what exactly is that?
So basically, they're all our switches that connect all of our network, connects your computer back to our network, back to our servers.
Pretty critical.
Yes.
And it is a 2024 budget item.
Correct.
A motion?
I'll make the motion.
All fair side?
Second.
All fair side?
Aye.
Thank you. Next item, seeking your approval to upgrade our Windstream, our dial tone, basically our phone service through Windstream. They're decommissioning the old. This is the new service, and they're embedding our 1 gig that we just upgraded to within this for the next 3 years for a total of $1,900.90 per month.
What was the old cost of it?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what the old cost was?
So the internet was around 13, so then the offset is going to be, what, like $600 per month for phone service for just here, yeah. And then we'll be doing Department of Public Safety at some point.
But we're also saving the phone bill, or not?
We're saving on the phone service, yes,
Yes,
correct,
okay.
yep.
So we went from 100 meg to 1 gig.
Correct, yeah.
Right.
So bundling them together, we're
Right,
saving,
we're saving
yes,
money,
correct,
yeah.
yeah.
Good.
And we're just gonna lock in for 3 years and see if we figure it out.
Motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Did you want to second?
I want to make sure I made sure you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
7.10, Kelsey.
Morning, Kelsey.
Today, I have for you the designation of agent for BRIC 22, which is the funding for the hazard mitigation plan update we have to do for January 2026.
Okay. Motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments for Kelsey?
No.
Okay, all fair side?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelsey, can you just explain to the public real quick what BRIC is?
So BRIC is a FEMA grant that we get. So this is a 75-25 grant. It does a lot of things. So we have a 2021 BRIC, which is going to help with engineering of the Lashy Run program that John Lavelle is lead on. And this one will do the hazard plan update, as long as we don't have a disaster declaration in the meantime. If that happens, the funding for the hazard plan will be moved over into that pot of money. So that money comes down and will help fund the hazard plan that is necessary for us to do every 5 years in order to continue getting FEMA and PEMA funding in a disaster or for any mitigation efforts we do in the county.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, have a good day.
You too. Okay, Jason, you still with us?
Very good.
Okay, you're not last, you're second to last, though.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Director. Commissioners, seeking your approval, item 7.11 is to rebuild the baler in the amount of $115,232.40. This is with Recycling Equipment Corporation, or as we call them, REC. This is to reline the baler. The baler is the machine that puts the recyclable products into a bale with wire wrapped around it. And as the materials are accumulated in the hopper of the baler and they are pushed out over time, the walls and flooring become very thin. And they're built so that we can reline the baler. This is a pretty hard job. It's 3-4 days. They'll cut out the old stuff, reline it. It's a great way to keep a machine that costs roughly $800 to $1 million now, keep them going. So I'm seeking your approval for this budgeted maintenance and product for 2024.
Okay, it is a 2024 approved budget item. Motion?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jason.
7.12, Commissioners seeking your approval on the memorandum of understanding with the joiner for utilization of the Partnership Health Center, Lycoming County.
Okay, explain it in detail, please.
So, since the joiner is moving over to 3rd Street Plaza as well, 4th floor, they approached us about utilizing the health center. And so this MOU just lays out the agreement on their utilization of the health center and how their participation will be billed to them. And due to their unique funding and budget cycle through the state and federal government, we made an agreement where the first year was zero cost. That actually begins effective 1 May this year, even though they really haven't started using it yet. They're eager to. And then the next 3 years, their cost is 1/3 of what their percentage of the operational cost is. Year 3 is 2/3, and year 4, 100% of the operational cost.
Okay, so they'll be sharing the cost of the wellness center?
Yes.
Which helps reduce the overall tax base of us paying into the wellness center. by
It
having
has an
one.
impact and reduction on
And speaking to integrity health, it will not disrupt any services to our employees.
Correct. We have plenty of capacity.
Plenty of capacity, and so we're looking forward to having them as a partner. And at the same time as reducing costs and keeping everybody healthy. That's the main goal.
Absolutely.
Keeping employees healthy. Okay, great. A motion?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
All fair side?
Aye.
All right, Commissioner comment.
Mine was just gonna be simple. With the heat that we're dealing with, and I saw a friend post this on Facebook, and I thought it was a good topic that, last week I mentioned about, checking on your neighbors and, especially the elderly people that, during this time, but he mentioned about pets, and, it's different for them as well, and, just to keep in mind, walks in the, earlier in the morning or later at night when sidewalks have cooled down, and, you have to treat your pets differently than you do at normal times when the temperature's normal. We can adjust ourselves for it appropriately, but they can't. The sidewalks get really hot. And, just to keep these things in mind because it's not cooling down for a few days. It's gonna be hot for a while. So I thought it was a good reminder, and I know most pet owners take care of their pets very well, but it's just a simple reminder.
It's important, especially pets outside, this kind of heat. Make sure they're not out for a long time, that they have water. Taking them for walks with asphalt. Asphalt can get up to 150, 160 degrees. It burns their pulse. So it's important that we're just mindful of that, because people don't have that really on the top of their minds when they take the dog out for a walk or whatever, their pet. Same thing with the elderly. Check on your neighbor. Just check on your neighbor. Make sure that everything's safe and that they're being cared for. It's a rough stretch to get through, and just ask you to be mindful of your fellow man.
That's all I got.
Without being redundant, I felt there was a theme in today's meeting of cost savings. So whether it was the healthcare center, the upgrade to a phone service that technically monthly saves us money,
Broker of record.
broker of record, also saving us money. Employees, taking a little more responsibility, but saving us money. The move, and we thank Ken, but the move, we can start back and thank the previous Board of Commissioners, that included Commissioner Metzger, that started the process of selling this building, getting out of a lease at the Charwell building. But the other thing that not only do those things save us money as taxpayers and save us money as the county administration, it also brought us all closer together in one building, making the efficiencies of that one building. And that's what we have to look at as we move forward. The efficiencies of the computer, and I apologize, we really didn't get a chance to thank Leslie and she left, but the efficiencies of our technology is what's going to make the difference as well. It allows us to evaluate each department, duties of those departments, and how do we streamline and how do we make things more efficiently. We're on that path, and like I said, I would start with thanking the previous board for getting the path started. I would thank our director for constantly being the one who has to drive the change. It's not easy for everybody to accept change, but as we move forward, and I know our goal, bottom line, is to save the taxpayers money. That's what everybody's doing across the country right now, whether you're in private business or in the public sector. And I appreciate all of our staff that's willing to look at it for this move forward. But I just felt like today there seemed to be a theme. Almost everything we voted on, everything we did was a cost saving. So I appreciate that from everybody.
And it's important as we continue the work. We have the corners building yet. It's being worked on currently, and things are in motion. Getting that work complete, long overdue. The sheriff to have him have the completion of his office done.
He doesn't believe us, but it's going to happen.
As we look forward to the renovations now on the first floor TSP, moving offices around to make it more efficient, safer for the community. At the same time, bring it up to today's. A lot of these renovations haven't been done since 1970 when the courthouse was built, and times have changed, and we need to make these more efficient, especially for the public. It's nice now to come in to a building and not jump from building to building to building and walk around. We want to make it more advantageous for the taxpayer, so that when they have to come downtown to these departments, it's a one-stop. It's easier for them.
And I appreciate what you're saying, Commissioner Metzger. I just want to jump back in, not to interrupt you, but I don't always want to be the one sounding like all we're doing is cutting costs. We are making investments back in not only the employees but in the buildings. That long term is going to be better for the taxpayers.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that. It's not like we're just slashing to slash. We've also added places where we felt like, we added sheriff's deputies and all the magistrates' offices. We're trying to be as intelligent as possible as we do this, because there are places, things are getting more expensive, IT is getting more expensive, and there are places that we're spending where we need to spend. We're just trying to intelligently adjust where we can adjust. And it's not just a reckless, let's cut costs here just to do it.
It's maximizing that tax dollar to the best of our capability without increasing it.
And I also had one more thought. In your prayer, you said, you had the line, we're not one person, but we're one people. I thought that was very well said. I don't know where you got that. I never heard that before, but it's very well said.
Yeah, we are. And
yeah, I like that. I thought that was good. And I just want you to know I pay attention during the prayer.
Good.
You got that from me.
Well, I'm sure he did. I'm sure.
Sheriff, I don't know if I've ever quoted you. Except for I'm late to dinner. That'll be a quote by you.
That wouldn't be.
I don't know if there's enough time.
It wouldn't be a one-sentence quote.
You know, the great Yogi Berra had yogiisms. I don't know if we have Luskisms.
Yeah.
Yep. Certainly have a few to choose from.
All righty, we public comment. Morning, Tony.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Tony Cooper, South Williamsport. I recently asked for this. I recently asked for a copy of that the statute that governs our prison board, and I've been able to read it. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. According to the statute, we're supposed to have 3 citizen members on that board. Who are they?
That's a question for our solicitor then. That'd be Brian Bluth.
Correct, Mr. Blue, but I'll definitely look at the policy. Yeah, everything seems like it's right. I was looking at it more from like, I think it would be beneficial if the public defender's office was involved with that process. But the statute doesn't necessarily provide for that. It doesn't forbid it, it just doesn't provide for it. However, the citizens can't be members of employees of the county.
Right.
So, I'm the only citizen that shows up to the meeting. And I don't see any citizen board members, so I just wanted to bring that up to you.
We appreciate you showing up.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Any other public comment at this time?
I brought my book of quotes with me. Good morning.
Morning.
I just wanted to,
Identify yourself, please. You know, we all know who
I
you
know who
are.
I am.
For the record.
I know who I am. I'm Scott Metzger. I'm Sheriff Mark Loss. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you.
I just wanted to do a follow-up with the Deputy Reagan appointment and just brief the board. We started to, when we knew that this was likely going to take place, that is the additional staff, the additional deputy staff for the MDJ offices, we started, well, actually, we had a vacant position for about a year. Staffing positions, as we all have come to know since COVID, has been extremely challenging. We really ramped it up about October, and we have, with Deputy Reagan's appointment, she's the first of the 5. We have a second of the 5 that will be bringing to the salary board probably within about the next 2 or 3 weeks, and he'll be a retired officer at that point, so he'll be, I anticipate the second position, and we have one that just completed the physical fitness program. We didn't used to do physical fitness testing until probably the last component of our background. We do a very thorough criminal background investigation, but we now have to do the PT because we can't get people past the PT. We require 80% of the academy, and if they can't make 80% of the academy, they're never going to make 100% of the academy when they go. And we had one come within like the last day of the academy, and he passed by, I think, 3 seconds. This was some years ago. Passed by 3 seconds the mile and a half. That's a huge waste of county resources, so we can't afford that. We can't afford to bring them on, do an appointment, and hope they can make PT. So if you don't make PT, you don't wash out because it's no book test. When you do PT and you're given the application packet from Chief Spiegel, you get to see what your standard is for your age bracket and what you need to do for the whole PT component. So everybody can come back and retest if they choose to, but it's just a huge challenge in getting to PT.
And PT stands for physical training.
Physical training, right. It's a very rigorous physical training. Our academy is at Penn State. We have quality, top-notch instructors, Penn State instructors, as well as sheriff deputy sheriff instructors and municipal instructors. But we can't, we purposely test that way, so we are not investing in, because I thought about that, Commissioner, you talked about the investment and the cost savings. We don't risk that. If you don't make PT at least to 80%. We want you 100, and what we'll do, if we do you at 80, and you pass the entire background, our physical fitness instructors, they will PT you the entire time you're with us before you go to the academy. You typically can't get to the academy for 8 to 12 months. So we'll get you to 100% before you go. And we're fortunate, well, I hate to say this in some ways with you sitting there, we're very fortunate that the Tourism School District allows us to use their facility to get our people. I know, Commissioner, just, I have to say it because it's really, we're grateful that they do that. I see them leaning up to the mic. But you're welcome.
He has nothing to do with it.
I know that. So she's the first, Reagan's the first, but we've sent Sergeant Sparks out as our advanced supervisor to get the lay of the land as far as what's our best bang for a buck in these offices as we move around. There has been no shortage of problems. Even with Sergeant Sparks there, we had Sergeant Sparks at the MDJ Gardner's. We knew there was going to be some challenges there. We sent 2 additional deputies, and it was a mess. One had no health issues. 3 were in the SMU version of FCI Muncie. One of those individuals wanted to hurt herself, and it was total chaos with who was there. So there's just no less concern, and it was good to hear that MDJ Dieter's office is moving ahead so we can get that off the bucket list. I appreciate the fact that this board has worked as hard as you've worked, that the Colonel has, to get us that staffing. I anticipate we will have full staffing, at least 4 of the 5 by the end of the year.
Good news.
That's the hope. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, any online? Okay, we have completed our agenda. Our next meeting will be our last in this boardroom, which will be June 27th, 2024. And then the following week, 4th of July falls on that Thursday, so there will be no public meeting. And then our first meeting at our new site will be on July 11th. And at that time, after the meeting, we'll be having an open house following the Commissioners meeting on July 11th. So thank you for everyone for attending, and have a good day.